What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and right here we have a very, very special car, the 991 GT3. So for the 991 GT3 made by Porsche, we have a 2015 model right here, and what makes this car so special is a 9,000 RPM Redline out of a flat 6-cylinder making 475 horsepower, guys. It has a 0 to 60 of 3 seconds, and if that's not crazy, the exhaust note is the most wonderful sounding thing you've ever heard out of that naturally aspirated, wonderful sounding motor. So something that also makes this car so special is the aerodynamic wing that's on the back, and the fact that this is a driver's car that's essentially made for the road. Something I really love about the 991 GT3 is these cars are literally track monsters when they need to be, but they can be dumbed down and very comfortable for daily driving and usability. This example right here has carbon ceramic brakes, and it has Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, so it really is a track monster. And if you didn't know, going back to Porsche's motorsport racing heritage, we have center lock wheels, so you can get them off while you're on the track very easy. To add to the chaos, we have a dual clutch PDK gearbox, which is one of the fastest shifting gearboxes in the world. It's pristine, and with Porsche, with PDK, it's unparalleled. So if you look inside the interior, we have an Alcantara steering wheel, which is wonderful. I really like the 991 shifting lever down here, which is really great as well. And then we have a hidden cup holder set right there, so you get a little bit of usability out of that as well, with being very minimalistic. And then if you look behind my rear, we have a roll cage, and that only adds to the track function. I mean, if you have one of these cars, it's always great to have a roll cage as well, and I think it looks awesome. Now, if that doesn't sound crazy enough, the craziest part is the 9,000 RPM Redline. This thing screams.
That's loud.
It is loud. So guys, these cars are incredible, and I actually have a lot of experience with the 991 GT3. We had one in the family, and it was a wonderful car. I mean, same PDK transmission. Also, the 6-speed manual ones are insane too, but the best part is the naturally aspirated engine. Listen to that. It's just so beautiful. And I mean, it really sings. And that's the best part about these cars. You know, they might not be the fastest in a straight line, but just listen to that. I mean, it's a symphony of sound. When they have their motorsport inspired car line, whether it's the most base model or a GT3 RS, they just drive wonderfully. You can now get these 991 GT3s from 2014 and 2015 under $100,000, usually a little bit over, but some examples go in the $98,000 mark, $99,000 mark with some miles. And I have to say, this is one of the best cars you can get for that price. On top of that, with the 991.1 GT3, there's an extended warranty and special warranty because these motors used to break so much that lasts 10 years for 120,000 miles. So in theory, you could pick one of these up, beat it up for 120,000 miles, and still get a new motor if it blows up, if anything happens to it, and if you abuse it too much. That the 991 GT3 has is rear wheel steering, and that makes this car handle that much better, and way better than the predecessors before as well. So I mean, all around you have this package where, you know, you can daily drive it, you can take it on the track, and it handles unparalleled to anything we've seen, guys. You know, I love BMW and how they set up their cars, but the ultimate driving machine really is Porsche. So as I mentioned, this car has Pilot Sport Cup 2s on it, which are absolutely incredible track tires. But the crazy thing about it is the rears are 305s. So it's a really wide setup, and it gives you the confidence of an all-wheel drive car. You can take corners and hoops at 70 miles an hour plus and feel safe and sturdy and stable. So a lot of people wonder the difference between this and the GT3 RS. The GT3 RS has 520 horsepower and revs out to just about 9,000 RPM. This has 475 horsepower out of the same engine, but it revs out to 9,000 plus RPM. It also features front fender scoops, which the 991 GT3 does not have, and more lightweight components. That the 991 GT3 has is the fact that if you push both paddles, it goes into neutral. Check this out. You want to see some real speed? Check out the shift time. That's fast. So over here we have the center console buttons. Right here is exhaust. Here's the lift system. Here's PDK Sport. There's your suspension, traction control, and then traction control plus. Up here we have a very user-friendly touchscreen infotainment system and all sorts of media buttons and air conditioning buttons as well. The steering wheel has the perfect thickness and it actually feels very track oriented. You get that RS feel in the steering wheel. Additionally, I like the 991 shifter over the leaked 992 shifter that I've seen on the 992, which is a little stub. I like how this feels a lot better. And when you turn it to the left, we've got downshift and upshift as well from here besides the paddles. And lastly, for that little track edition, we have the fire extinguisher under the passenger. Another fantastic thing is the usability in the trunk space. If we look in the front, it's got a little bit of luggage space, which is cool. Overall, the 991 GT3 is one of the most special cars you can get for $100,000. And even though it's considered to be a sport car, it definitely has that supercar oomph to it. This is one of the best cars, and if you want a car you can beat around, take on the track, and use that extended 120,000 mile warranty, then the 991 Porsche GT3 is the car for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TheCarBiz. Make sure to follow my Instagram right there. And guys, we'll see you in the next video. Peace!